And this is something that I had to pray for. What is your purpose? What are you here for? What did God create you for? Very 1, 2, 3, done. You do away with the hand-me-downs. Like, the hand-me-downs were great for what they were. I don't always want my boobs sitting up to my chin. We know this ain't my hair, you know? And it's so funny because it's like the elephant in the room, right? Hi babes, welcome in or welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamika, and if you're joining us for the first time, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button, girl. Join the squad, join the family. We would love to have you over here. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 10 things every woman should have by 30. If you're new here and you don't know, your girl just turned 30 like close to 6 months ago. So yeah, it's kind of crazy to even say. I can't believe that I'm actually 30, but I'm blessed. You know, I'm at a place now in my life where I'm finding the beauty in being able to age and get older and wiser and sexier than ever, if you will. So yeah, I'm happy to be 30. I feel like I've accumulated a lot of wisdom and I've grown so much over these past 3 decades. And I just want to sit down and share some of the things that I feel like at 30 you should have as a woman and as a man as well, but this is for the girls up over here. So let's get right into the video. So one of the first things I feel like you should have by 30, and let me preface this, let me do a little disclaimer that this is a no judgment zone. Like, I'm not here to talk down on you, to shame you, or make you feel bad about anything if you do or do not have these things. This is just a community and a place where I come and I share my opinion, because this is how I learn and I grow as a woman and as an individual. I like to listen to what other people are doing and kind of learn from them and take bits and pieces here and there. So this isn't a place to judge. This is just to help you kind of identify some of the things that you should have in place for your life. And whatever applies, take it, and what doesn't, leave. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that I think you should have as a 30-year-old woman is health insurance. Now this one kind of is super basic, but it's super important. A lot of people don't have health insurance for whatever the reason may be, but if you can find it in your budget to afford health insurance, I would highly recommend that you get it, because as I've said on this channel before, preventative care is just as important as emergency situations. Like, you want to be going to see your gynecologist once a year. You want to be going to your annual physicals. You want to also have dental insurance as well, to be checking up on your teeth. Teeth are extremely important, and the older we get, the worse that they can become if we do not take care of them. So take care of your health, take care of your teeth, especially as someone who has been on this earth for 30 years. It is extremely important, because here in America, baby, the food is bad. We eat too much sugar. We don't work out how we're supposed to. So going to the doctor and taking care of what's on the inside of you is extremely important. So I would highly recommend investing in some health insurance, even if that means you have to save a little bit less each month, or you have to set aside the money for it. For me, it is a non-negotiable, and I have to have health insurance. Number 2 is kind of so funny, because it's like the elephant in the room, right? So the second thing on my list is that you need to have a hairstylist that you can trust. And I say it's like the elephant in the room because I'm clearly sitting here with a whole 30-inch bust down on my head. This is so not like me. Like, I'm so over this phase of my life, but my stylist actually canceled on me last minute. He had a family emergency, so I totally understand. So girl, we had to go into the wig stash and make it do what it do, because I got my content to film, and of course I gotta live my life. Like, I have to do what I have to do. So I decided to go in the stash and put on a 30-inch buzz down, but that does not take away from the fact that I have a hairstylist that I can trust. This is his first time canceling on me in the 5 years that I've been with him, so he gets all the grace, okay? But with that being said, having a hairstylist that you can trust is so important. I am so happy that I am out of that phase of having to go to different people for different stuff. Like, I remember I used to have one girl to do my quick weaves, another girl to do my closures, another girl to do my frontals, another girl to do my ponytails. Like, I just want to go to one person. And the person that I go to, I love him so much because he does my extensions, and then he also maintains my natural hair. So I'm getting a 2-for-1 with him. And it took me a while, to be honest. I just started letting him do my extensions like a year ago. Oh my God. That was the first time he did some weave on me, or put some weave in my head, because for the longest time, I mean, he has done my like eye tips and micro links before, but a sew-in. I had never went to him for a sew-in before, because I was still kind of in my wig wearing phase. But now that I've fully I don't want to say fully outgrown that, but I've kind of transitioned and wigs are no longer my go-to. Like, I'll throw one on if I have to, but this is not my preference. And so with that being said, I just love going to him. He maintains my natural hair. He does my extensions really beautifully and it looks like my natural hair. Like, I prefer my weave to make you double take and like have to wonder, is that my hair? Like, this is cute. I look cute. I'm fine, but we know this ain't my hair, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just kind of out of that phase in my life. So I think as a 30-year-old woman, it is so important to have a hairstylist that you can trust. Stop letting different people play in your head and experiments on your hair, baby. Have your one person who you know is going to maintain your natural tresses. And if you're someone who decides to, you know, get some extensions here and there, maybe they could be a different person. But I think it's best to have the person who does your natural hair to also do your weave, because they're going to take care of your natural hair underneath the installs and things like that. And I think as you get older too, like, it's just something beautiful about being able to embrace your natural beauty more. And so that's why I think it's so important for me to have a hairstylist who caters to my natural hair, because I personally, like, no tea, no shade, I don't want to be 40 years old wearing wigs. Like, it's nothing wrong with that if that's your jam, but for me, I don't I don't want to be 40 wearing a wig. Like, if I have to wear a wig, if I'm put in a situation where it's an emergency like today, then fine. But I don't want that to be my default style. Like, no, I want to be able to wear my natural hair and get up and live my life, you know? So having a hairstylist that you can trust is going to really help you be able to achieve that if that's something that you're interested in. The next thing that you should have if you are 30, girl, is a retirement fund. You should have your 401k, sister. If you have your big girl job, which I will hope that you do at 30, you should be investing in your 401k. And I think this one is pretty similar to the health insurance one, wherein that it isn't something that you probably feel like is going to benefit you in the moment, in the now, but it is definitely something that is going to benefit you long term, and it's really going to help set you up for retirement. You know, I know that the Trump administration is talking about getting rid of Social Security. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's so many uncertainties about where life will be in the next 35, 40 years when it's time for us to retire. And so just set yourself up. Just have you a little nest egg that you're already working on. Because can you imagine like how much money you'll have if in 35 years it's time for you to retire and you are, God willing, able to get your Social Security as well as your retirement fund, your pension if you're in one of the jobs that offers one. Like, you'll be really set up. And I think one of my biggest fears is becoming old and still having to work. Like, I don't want to have to work. If I want a little job because I want to get out and socialize, that's fine. But I don't want to have to be, oh my God, my heat just came on. I hate when this happens. I don't want to be 65, 70 years old and I have to get up and go to work every day to maintain my lifestyle. So have your retirement fund set up. And if you're not in a traditional role where a 401k is an option, I think also making smart investments at this age is beneficial as well, which is something that I really want to get into, because having the retirement fund is great, it's beautiful, it's amazing, but I think investments will be another great way to diversify my income, so that when I am in my latter years, I'll have so many different streams of income coming in, so that I can just go on vacation, garden, bake, take care of my grandkids, and just live out my golden days, you know? So definitely look into having that retirement fund. Next up on the list are undergarments that are the correct size. Now, if you're anything like me, I feel like within the last 2 years, my body has changed so much. Like, my boobs are so much bigger, my butt comes and goes, my thighs come and go. And so having undergarments that are the correct size has been essential for me. And I honestly feel like I buy undergarments much more frequently than I did when I was in my early 20s. Like, I buy undergarments 2 or 3 times a year, just because I'm always wanting to find something that's a little bit more comfortable or that fits me better, or different undergarments to go under different outfits. Like, I used to always wear padded bras. Like, that was my go-to in my early 20s, like padded and push-up bras. But now that I'm a little bit older and my girls have kind of fully grown or expanded, I hope as much as they're going to, unless I'm pregnant or something like that. Like, now that I'm here, I want undergarments that are lightly lined, or the ones that are mesh so that it's very, very thin lining. Like, I don't always want to be in a push push-up bra. I don't always want my boobs sitting up to my chin. Sometimes I might have a shirt that's a button-up and the bra with the extra padding makes it hard for the shirt to close. So I prefer a more lightly lined bra or the mesh bra to kind of help close it a little bit better and make it so that I'm not busting out of my shirt, if you will. So just different undergarments for different purposes. A brand that I feel like has so many different undergarments for so many different purposes is Skims. Like they have the bras that are like deep plunge. They have the bras that crisscross in the back. Like they have every single undergarment for every single type of outfit that you can think to wear or need as a woman. And I love that, because as you get older and you experiment a little bit more in your fashion and you start wearing different things, you start to realize that like they actually do make undergarments for this type of cut or for this type of style. We just have to search for it and find it and things like that. So definitely finding undergarments that are, one, your correct size, but that are also appropriate for the attire that you're wearing is going to be super important. And I think it's something that you kind of come to that realization a little bit later in life, like your later 20s, early 30s. You kind of start to realize, like, okay, it's a solution for this. I just have to search for it and find it. So definitely have your undergarments be the correct size and the correct type for whatever it is that you're wearing. Next up on my list is quality cooking utensils. So you want to think of the quality large utensils. You want to think of a nice pot and pan set, an air fryer, a crock pot. I feel like as you get older, you start to really appreciate nicer cooking utensils and pots and pans and things like that. And I think it also just makes the cooking experience more enjoyable. I feel like when you first come into your own and you get your own place or your own space, it's a lot of hand-me-downs, right? Like your mom may give you a pot, your grandma may give you a little skillet or something, and you use that stuff until you can't use it anymore. But as you get a little bit older and you start to kind of enjoy cooking more, if you don't already, or you kind of start to want to experiment a little bit more, I think you begin to appreciate having quality utensils, and you do away with the hand-me-downs. Like the hand-me-downs were great for what they were, but like I need to develop my own collection and develop my own pots and pans that serve my needs and for what I'm doing in my kitchen. So I think that's really important as you get older. I also think having a good air fryer comes in handy, a crock pot for sure, because that saves so much time. So just finding things and investing in things that are going to make your life easier, but also give you that versatility while you're in the kitchen so that you can cook different kinds of meals and cook them in different ways for yourself and your loved ones. The next thing that I feel like you should have by the time you are 30 are friends that you are inspired by. Now, this one is super important because I feel like for me, at least in my early 20s, I wasn't looking to be friends with anybody that inspired me or motivated me or challenged me or brought out the best in me. I was looking for people to have fun with. I wanted to have a good time. I wanted to have a kiki. I wanted to go out to the club. I wanted to laugh. I wanted to joke. I wanted to play around. It was nothing to be serious about. Like, I had just graduated college. Like, I'm trying to enjoy the fruits of my labor, enjoy my money, and do all the hot girl things. But as you get older and you become a little bit more settled and you've done all of those things, you've had your fun and you're not really interested in that anymore, when you sit back and you look at your friendship group, you should be able to identify at least a few of them who you feel like, okay, she's doing great things with her life and she inspires me in this way, or I'm motivated by her because of this, or I look up to her in this way or that way. Just cultivating a circle of women who help bring out the best in you. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're like coaching you or they're telling you what to do, but the ways that they live their life you find motivating, inspirational, and you kind of strive to kind of emulate that as well in some ways in your own life. So definitely just try to have that positive circle of women. I'm not saying that you can't have a diverse group of friends, because I feel that I do still have some friends who are like the party girls and like to go outside, and I love that for them, because when it's time to go outside, that's where I go, you know. So it's great to have them as well, but it's also important to have the girls who have like done some things that I'm looking to do and have been some places that I want to go, and I can just kind of reach out to them for their knowledge, their wisdom, and, you know, have them as a resource to me. Next up on the docket is a super weird one, but I think it's important, and that is reliable leggings. Now, I don't know about you, but when leggings like first came on the scene, I think I was in like high school, and we were wearing leggings every day. Like, leggings were just everything. You stopped seeing jeans, you stopped seeing slacks, you stopped seeing the Dickies school pants, and it was just leggings. Leggings, leggings, leggings. That's all you saw. And I'm sure if you're like me and you were in high school when they first came out, you didn't see your fair share of leggings. You done seen the ones that was too see-through. You done seen the ones that collect all the lint. You done seen the ones that, you know, got holes and they busting at the seams. Like, you done seen all type of leggings. And I think leggings have become and probably will always be an essential for women. So it is important that you have quality leggings, reliable leggings. Like, I have so many different pairs of leggings. I have leggings that I'll just wear to the grocery store. I have leggings that I can dress up or dress down. I have leggings that are only meant to be worn when it's time to dress up. I have my leggings that are only meant to be worn to the gym. So I have so many different leggings, but I make sure to not have any see-through leggings, any leggings with holes, any leggings that are just unpresentable and that I wouldn't be happy to wear. I don't really have the sheers, like Spanx type of material of leggings. I feel like that's what a lot of the girls were wearing in high school. Most of my leggings are either the workout leggings or they're double lined. So that's super important to ensure that you're not seeing my underwear through my leggings. And then they also, a lot of them have good tummy control to make sure that everything is, you know, right and tight and sucked in. So just invest in reliable leggings if you are still someone who wears them religiously. You don't want to be wearing the $5-10 leggings. You need quality leggings, because although they are a replacement for jeans and slacks and things like that, you don't want to just be wearing anything that's cheap and that just makes you look unkept or unput together or just sleazy in some ways as well. You want quality leggings that can help elevate your outfit if that's what you're going for, or that you can work out in and move around in comfortably and don't have to worry about your undergarments showing or anything like that. Next thing that you need as a 30-year-old woman is a skincare regimen. And this does not have to be a 6 to 10 step routine. I am not a fan of those routines. I like my skincare routine very simple, very 1, 2, 3, done. I'm not trying to spend 30 minutes in a bathroom slapping all that stuff on my face. That's just not my jam. So just get you a good moisturizer, get you a good cleanser, and some sunscreen. That's really all you truly need. Now, if you want to branch out and experiment with other products, by all means, do what makes you happy. But just get you a simple regimen that you do to take care of your skin. For me, very simple. I have my cleanser, I have my hyaluronic acid, my moisturizer, and my sunscreen. 4 steps. Very simple. Sometimes I'll use my medication that my dermatologist prescribed to me. I'm a hit or miss with it. It's on and off. It really just depends on how my skin is performing. But I am not in the bathroom all day taking 30 minutes to do my skincare routine. It's very simple, it's effective, and it works. I try not to buy into the whole, oh my God, let's try this new skincare product because this is on the rise. Like, I'm at the age where I'm done experimenting with my skin. Like, we're not playing games anymore. I don't need no Proactive. I don't need Curology. All of that stuff was great for when I was in my early 20s and it did what it's supposed to do. But now I kind of know my skin. I know what it needs. I know what it likes. I know what works. And I just keep it simple. That's what works for me. And I would suggest you finding out what works for you as well. The next thing that you should have by the time you are 30, sister, are hobbies and passions. Now, hobbies, that's the easy one, right? Because you can make anything a hobby, honestly. Cooking can be a hobby. Baking can be a hobby. Going for a walk can be a hobby. Like, it's very easy to find a hobby. I think the one that's a little bit more important are the passions, because I think that is a bit more difficult to come across. Like, for example, my passion, I was fortunate enough, I wouldn't say I found it early in life, because I honestly wish I would have knew my passion when I was like 6 or 7, because those were the people who like get paid the big bucks for what they want to do when they recognize their passion early. But my passion is content creation, it's makeup, it's hair, it's beauty, it's all those kinds of things. And I kind of discovered that when I was like around 18, 19 years old. And I think for me, it kind of took tragedy for me to find my passion. But whatever it is for you, find something that you love and you thoroughly enjoy doing. Wherein that if you didn't ever get paid for it, if nobody ever knew you for it, you would still be happy doing that thing. And I think passions change, you know, passions fluctuate. You may not always be extremely passionate about the same thing. It may come and go, but I think it's so important to have something that you love to do, that you would do even if you couldn't profit from it. Because I think those things are what make life meaningful, you know. It kind of ties into what is your purpose? What are you here for? What did God create you for? Because we were not created to just pay bills and die. Like, we have a larger purpose, and we have something that God wanted us to give back to this earth and to this world. And so finding your passion is going to put you one step closer into fulfilling your life purpose, I believe. So it's definitely important, I feel, especially as you get closer to, you know, 30 isn't old at all. I feel like I'm still young, but you're closer to middle age than not. So it's definitely time to kind of figure out what it is that God created you to do. And I think, like I said, to start that process is just to figure out what it is you love, figure out what brings you joy, figure out what you're good at. And typically what you're good at is going to be what you love. And so expand on that, experiment with that, and just find what it is that makes you happy. The last thing that I think you should have at the age of 30, ladies, is discernment. And this is something that I had to pray for, because I think my discernment was not always the best. And I think part of it was because I didn't care to have the discernment. I was just wanting to experience life and figure things out as I go. But as I fell down and bumped my head a couple of times, I started to realize, like, okay, that hurts. And now I need to kind of ask God for some discernment so that I can avoid putting myself in situations that are not for me or that will not serve me. So having discernment is really important, not only for you, for yourself, but I think also if you are a mother or if you are a wife, that is a really great tool and skill to have, because it can help protect your husband, it can help protect your children in so many different ways. Like I said, I prayed for discernment for like at least 2 years now, and I think I'm finally kind of in that space where I actually have it a little bit. I don't think I have it like where I want it to be, but I have enough of it. Like, I can read people really well. I can kind of tell what's what. I don't really have to just go into a situation blindly to figure out something. Like, I can kind of peep something and kind of make my assumptions, and most of the time I'm correct in what it is I'm feeling and I'm seeing. So the more that you do that, I think the more confident you'll become in yourself, and the more you'll be able to make wise decisions, and decisions that are going to work for your benefit and for your happiness and things of that nature. So definitely pray for discernment, sister. I feel like some of us have it naturally. Like, I have a friend, she just naturally has discernment, and we love that for them. But for those of us who don't have it naturally, you have to pray for it, you have to work at it. And I think it's just like a muscle, right? It's kind of like a memory muscle, and the more you practice it and work on it, the better and stronger it'll be. So definitely try to work on that if you are someone who is in your 30s. So that is all that I have for the video, ladies. Please let me know if I missed anything. I'm sure I did. I'm sure there are so many more things you need as a woman who's in her 30s, but those are just some of the top 10 that came to mind for me. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.